30 days of MURPH begins today. Today's Monday, November 13, 2023. I'm about to go hit this first MURPH of the 30 days. And River, what are you eating there, buddy? This will be more of a mental challenge and physical challenge. Something I don't really want to do, but I feel like I need to change things up a little bit. Give myself something to challenge myself. So we're gonna do that, and we better get started because we're running out of time today. The sunlight's already coming out. I'm gonna hit this first one in my apartment gym, but I'm gonna be over the 30 days, so be mixing up where I hit these. We're gonna see how it goes. I'll keep you updated on it, and the main goal for this is to test my mind more than anything. All right, this is day 2 of the MURPH every other day. So this is the 3rd day. My body is feeling pretty tired. I honestly don't want to do this today. All right, just wrapped up the second MURPH of this challenge, and this one felt pretty good. I really found my groove doing the 20 sets with 20 squats, 10 push-ups, and 5 pull-ups. For me, the hardest part's the pull-ups because I can't kip. So overall, feeling good. I'm sure that I'll be sore. I'll be tired, really, more than anything, fatigued tomorrow. And then back at it Friday. Supposed to get some new shoes in, some new training shoes, my favorite ones. Some new training shoes. The Brooks Hyperion Tempos, which they're probably my favorite training shoes. I've had a pair before, and I really enjoyed them. But right now, I'm rocking the Saucony Endorphins, and these are also worn out. So something to look forward to next time, and maybe next time or the one after that. I don't know when they're going to come in. But yeah, feeling good with these workouts. This one took me about 50 minutes, and I'm not really going for a super fast time. I'm kind of just pacing it out, and then when I get towards the end, I'll try to push myself a little bit more on those last ones and see how fast I can get. Maybe we'll throw on a vest to make it more difficult. Initially, I wanted to do a MURPH every day, but this every other day is going to be good for me for now. So again, I'll catch you guys in the next MURPH, or I'll tune in, or I'll give you some updates before then. Today is day 3 of the MURPH. Feeling pretty good so far. Definitely feel like I could handle all these 15 days. Maybe I could even do all 30 days. I'm saying so myself. So I mentioned last time that I was going to get new shoes. They haven't arrived yet. They're shipped in today, so I won't be able to run in those today. It's about 5:30. I'm going to head out and do this workout. It's pretty cold outside. It's about, 60, so decently cold. Kind of want to do it outside today at a track. So I'm going to go take a dump, get some pre-workout in me, and then we'll see from there how I feel about the weather outside. But yeah, I figured out last time that I did more reps than I should have. I did, I think, 100 more squats, 50 more push-ups, and 25 more pull-ups than I should have. But it is all good. It's the fun of it. And yeah, so day 3. Always tired in the mornings a little bit, but we're gonna get going and see you on the other side.
Operation Red Wings condensed.
All right, Thanksgiving. We were out here at the track, and gonna get the MURPH in again. I've just been so fired up in the last since yesterday evening when I started really diving into Michael Murphy's story, Operation Red Wing story. I'm really, I'm glad I did that because this is what this workout is about. That it's just about honoring those who put their lives on the line. And I know that sounds a little bit cliche or whatever, but honestly, if you, I was watching interviews with Marcus Luttrell, seeing how that squad fought for each other to the death, just the absolute grit that all those guys had, and anybody really that's in the military like that, that's willing to put their life on the line and fight to the absolute death until they have nothing, literally till they can't move, their brain doesn't work anymore. It's just, it's a whole nother level. And these types of challenges or workouts that civilians put themselves to, it's just to get a little bit of taste of that, just to get a little bit of a taste of what sacrifice that is. And this doesn't even come close to comparison, but it, to me, it's just a way to really, just honor and, to do a personal challenge for myself. Really, that's it. Nothing more into it. Just honor and to give myself a little bit more of a personal challenge of what it's, to feel something, really, to feel a little bit of pain, to feel a little bit of, and it's not even anything. It's really nothing. It's like, this shit is nothing. Shit is nothing, really. But anyway, I think this is day 6. Day 6, and we're the third day with the 20-pounder. So we did 3 days without it. We're on the third day with it. I'm gonna finish this up with the 20-pound vest. Fuck it, that's the least I could do. Anyway, we got to get rolling because we're gonna go camping here later, and don't want to take up too much time here. So we're gonna wrap this up within an hour. It's almost 7:30. Get out of here by 8:30 or closer to 9, get back home, get everything we need to go camping and head out of here by like noon time. Anyway, yeah. So Thanksgiving MURPH, and we're going to hit it. Let's go. All right. Checking in on day 10 of the MURPH. This is a late one. It's about 5 p.m. And I usually work out in the mornings. I usually try to get this workout done in the morning. But we had a shoot this morning, so we had to delay that. And then we took River here to play. Then we took him a bath. So we're getting this one in a little bit later. And actually, really not feeling like it. I was sitting here on the couch for like, I don't know, an hour probably, 30 minutes to an hour after I gave her a bath, and we did a little bit of cleaning on the couch, cleaned the couch up a little bit. But anyway, so not really feeling like doing this MURPH. It's been pretty repetitive, as you could imagine, doing the same workout every other day. And I did miss a day. I do want to say that I did miss one of the days. So I'm going to make that up at the very end. I'm going to do one extra one to make sure I get the 15 done in 30 days. And then I'll be looking forward to doing other stuff for those days. I'm still doing my regular workouts in between. So, some hypertrophy, strength training, and then some athletic type of work too, functional stuff. So conjugate. And, what I've noticed so far is that my kind of some tendonitis here in my elbows, a lot from the pulling. Those pull-ups, I think, are what's doing it. And I really noticed that once I started to add the weighted vest after the third day. But looking forward to finishing this up. I also want to talk about, probably in a separate video, an internship I started at a gym. So where I'll be learning more about how to coach people better, how to get my coaching voice, find that coaching voice. I have done some coaching in the past, but it's been limited. And I took a different route when I went to school to study film and digital media. So this deep desire that I've had within me to coach other people, to be more fit, to be inspired to be more fit, and to inspire other people to be more fit. I really want to dive into that more, and I am now with this internship. It's kind of given me more motivation myself to want to do that, to want to embrace that side of my personality and that side of my spirit. So I do want to talk about that a little bit more, but in this video, it's going to be solely dedicated to the MURPH. So again, we're on day 10. Got to add one more at the end of this, and so far I'm feeling pretty good. Body's holding up. I do feel tired. I mean, training in general, I think I put a lot of hours in the gym and a lot of hours just in general training, and so it does take its toll on me mentally and physically. So I think the biggest thing I've learned over time is how important sleep is, and diet too, but really sleep, getting like 9 hours in bed so I can get 8 hours of sleep is pretty important to me. That being said, I don't want to take up too much more time before getting into this workout. I do want to get into it so we can move on with the day and the night. And then I am going to go to the internship tomorrow to train some more, to get some more experience there at the gym, learn all the equipment. And I want to have some energy for that because it's a morning one. It's a 10 a.m. on Sunday. So I don't want to be up too late. Old man status here. But anyway, that's that, and I'll catch you in the next update. All right, it is like 7 o'clock at night and 7:30, and I'm about to get started on the MURPH. Today, it's been a long day. Been up since 4:30. I definitely don't feel like working out right now, but I'm gonna fulfill the challenge and get the workout done. Push through it and then get to sleep, honestly. But anyway, I almost told myself I didn't want to do it, but I'm stronger than that. I'm stronger than that. I asked God to give me opportunities to show up, to work hard, to build confidence in myself, and to let the confidence and motivation shine from within me. I ask God for those things. So, that being said, let's make it happen. All right, guys, I just wrapped up MURPH 15 of 15. We did this last one weighted because we had to do it. We had to end with the weighted vest. Overall, we did 8 weighted, 7 unweighted. It feels good to be done with this workout. On to more things. And I didn't get to record in the gym. I did this one in my apartment gym. But it was a bit slower to end it. I have noticed definitely some things. I've learned a lot of things through this challenge, and I want to recap everything I've learned. But for now, just wanted to give a quick update. We got to take my boy out, River, to go potty. He got to go. It is early in the morning. We got to get our work day started. But that was it. That was the 15 MURPHs in a month challenge. Personally, it was really fun, but very challenging mentally. And I will give you all the details on what I learned right now. So this is a wrap up of the MURPH challenge I did recently in the last 30 days. I did 15 MURPHs in 30 days. I just kind of want to go over some of the main things that I got out of it, some of the problems I encountered or the obstacles I faced along the way, some of the things that happened along just in my life during that time, and overall how it impacted my life or how it changed anything I had perspective-wise or any type of events in my life. So to start off with, I started doing the MURPH because I really wanted to do something to challenge me fitness-wise and also mentally for perseverance. So obviously I'm a fitness-oriented person, but I wanted something a little bit out of the ordinary of my regular workouts. And the MURPH challenge, or the MURPH itself, the MURPH workout, is a very regimented workout, right? You got a mile run, you got 300 squats, you got the 200 push-ups, the 100 pull-ups, and then a mile run again. And so you have a set program, a set workout to do. There's not a lot of thinking, it's just checking the boxes. So with that workout, it's a tough physical challenge, but it's very doable within 40 minutes to an hour at the most for me. And that was plenty of time to dedicate to doing this workout every other day. That was my initial plans. Now, unfortunately, I didn't do it every other day. I ended up doing it within 30 days, but I had to skip some days, had to do repeats on a couple days, and I ended up getting it done. But as I mentioned, the main thing was to challenge myself to be more disciplined with that intention of doing the workout every day, with the intention of being more disciplined. So I ended up doing 15 MURPHs total, 7 of those weighted, and 7 of those unweighted, 8 of them weighted. And I actually kind of went into the whole idea with the intention of doing everything weighted, but then the first day I just decided to start off with unweighted, and then I did that for a couple of days, went into a streak of weighted, and then decided I wanted to take it off for the last few days. Besides the last day I did it weighted, because my body was starting to take some beating, and that beating was specifically in my kind of elbow area. So I think it was a combination of pulling, pushing, and I was just experiencing some tenderness here, just overload on volume basically. That I expected that to happen with doing the same movements every single day. Obviously I knew my body was going to be repeated trauma basically to that area. And so just like with anything, if you were doing this for overall health, maybe you probably wouldn't want to do this workout every single day. It's not necessarily something that you want to do that often, because it's a pretty taxing, especially doing the exercise repeatedly, it can be very taxing on your body. But it's just for a brief time, and so you sacrifice the health, you sacrifice some of the things that you would consider healthy to do something else to obtain a better perspective or more, whatever you're seeking for in a mental capacity. And so I did that. And I also along the way felt like I almost like the workout became a burden at the very end, like the last probably 5. I think I kind of lost a lot of interest in the actual workout itself. It was more of like another MURPH. Like I was not looking forward to it. And that was also another hard part in the whole challenge, the mental just kind of fatigue over only 30 days. It's kind of crazy, but there was also some cool things to happen too. Like one of the most interesting things I think about the MURPH challenge was, while I did it, I think I met I want to say at least 2 groups of people that I ended up having conversations with at a track that I go to nearby. And I actually have pretty frequent interactions, or I meet people at this track anyway, but specifically while I was doing the MURPH, I had a couple people ask me, hey, are you doing the MURPH? Or did you just bang out a MURPH? And I could start the conversation that way and then talk to them about what I was doing. And I think that inspired some people. Definitely feels good for me to be that person that can be someone that people kind of look up to in that way, but also trying to just realize that how much variance there is in the level of how much people can do physically, and really what that's a display more of is just like discipline and consistency. If you actually fulfill challenge where you do something every day or every other day for extended periods of time, it's more of a discipline and consistency thing, I think, and that's really kind of what I think I seek to hold high in my own personal actions, my own personal daily lives, my own personal daily life. So that was a cool thing about this whole challenge, was that I got a chance to meet some new people, and it sparked a conversation because of the MURPH workout itself. People recognize that workout. They know what it is. It's a very common CrossFit type workout. Okay, so I want to also talk about the meaning behind the MURPH, and something that I kind of knew about before I started. I knew about Lieutenant Michael Murphy. I really didn't know much about the story though, and so I did a little bit more research. I remember one night I was just laying in bed reading about it, and then I found out that the movie Lone Survivor was about it. And I started kind of going down a rabbit hole, watching interviews with Marcus Luttrell, the survivor. I actually listened to a podcast with Michael Murphy's widow, actually. I think they were engaged, and or they had just gotten married. So I started just going to a deep dive, and this was like, I remember that was like on Thanksgiving, because I did a MURPH on Thanksgiving Day. That's one other thing I forgot to mention. I did a MURPH on Thanksgiving Day. It was actually probably my favorite MURPH, because on that day, I met someone else, a third person, and I just got to see people, a lot of other people working out that day. They were running on the track. It's like 50 people. And then I saw some people go out to play football, and I met this other gentleman there. We talked about the MURPH and the consistency thing, actually. But yeah, that was going back to what I was talking about. So I had done a deep dive on Michael Murphy and the whole events of what happened at that particular operation, I believe. Operation Red Wings, I think, if I recall correctly, Operation Red Wings. And then, yeah, I mean, I remember just getting really inspired by what I had seen about Michael Murphy and his courage and his leadership, and really the perseverance of all those guys and in what they were facing. When I say perseverance, I mean the willingness to not quit and continue to fight as hard as they did, fight for their lives. That was really inspiring to me. Hearing how close that brotherhood was very inspiring in the moment. And I got kind of like a midway bump from watching that. Like after I watched that, it was probably like the fourth or fifth MURPH in. I had done that research, I kind of dove deep into it. I was like, really like, let's go, let's finish this thing. Like, even when I was towards the end, and I was like, like 3 more, like I kind of don't want to finish it, but I was like, no, you're gonna finish this. You started it. Remember why you started it. Also, along the journey, I started actually coaching at a gym. That really it's getting me back into the coaching environment, and it's something I really have expressed that I want to do. And I've been really studying a lot to do this, but now I'm in the steps of actually doing it, being in an environment where I can coach people. It's also kind of uncomfortable, and I'll make a separate video about all of that, because I think it needs its own video. And also talk about how, of balancing my creative things and doing coaching as well, and maybe how sometimes, or maybe not even maybe how, but like how I was experiencing a lot of burnout. I kind of still am in that creative type of way. But back to the MURPH and the things that it inspired along the way. So again, I started doing that coaching opportunity, and I've been doing that for a number of weeks now. So that was pretty early on in the MURPH. And while I was coaching people, I've also been doing more workouts with groups of people. So that's been a change in my exercise routine. And it was also simultaneously while I was doing the MURPH. So there was a balance of energy expenditure all along this time too. So I made some adjustments to my regular my programming that I was doing, which was like really, it was very dynamic, but at the same time, I think my lifting volume was a little bit higher during that time, because when I started doing the MURPH, I realized like my lifting capacity, while it could still be there physically and mentally, I just sometimes didn't have the time to do it because of commuting to the new coaching position and trying to wake up in the morning and do the MURPH, or I did a few evening MURPHs as well. So yeah, that was another cool thing that happened along the way. And I think that in partly because of when you are doing something like a challenge like this, whether that be, doing the MURPH every other day or doing the MURPH every day, or just showing up and, or lunging every day, or lunging every other day, or just setting a strict, like, I'm gonna do this here, and maybe even saying like, here's why, or like having some reasoning behind the whole discipline. Like, you could say you want to do something every day, but then if you don't really have a reason why to do it, or this is the challenge, like really kind of narrow those parameters, then you may be more likely not to do it. So I think maybe nailing down parameters can be useful for people. Maybe for me, something I'm noticing is that, nailing down parameters can be useful. Yeah, so I guess the other thing too that the MURPH, these 30 days have taught me is that it's inspired me a little bit to create content again, because I need something to create content. I need something like momentum to go, because I know that also with the content I want to create, like I don't want it just to be about like, look at me doing these challenges, look at me doing this. I want it to be helpful, useful. People can, maybe if they can just listen to it and like, it could help them be inspired in a second or motivated in a second. Because that's what happens to me like all the time. Sometimes I overconsume content, but honestly, listening to some content has really, really inspired me to do a lot of things, changed my life in a lot of ways. So when I make this content, I hope I can help people do that too. And I think really the base of all of that is just like, start doing it, like consistency. And so you may be really consistent in one area of your life and not so consistent in another area of your life. But if you can assess that and say, okay, well, let me focus a little bit more on that area, or let me work on this discipline, or let me work on, being around more people, being social, then you can start to improve on that. So I would say also, in a weird way, the MURPH has kind of sprouted a little bit of more of my social kind of interactions, because again, like the coaching environment, a lot of social interactions, even at the track, social interactions. And it's interesting now to look back at all this, because I don't know how much of all it was related. Again, I kind of, I think some of this stuff could have happened naturally without doing the MURPH, but I think also though that it's interesting, like I said, just to think about, okay, I started this challenge and here are the things that have happened positively in my life since then. It's kind of interesting to think about it. There's been obviously negative things that have happened too that probably aren't even related to it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think, I'm proud of myself for doing it. And this wasn't really about making a fitness transformation or like trying to improve myself in a certain, like really in any type of like specific way related to my performance. But it was more so about, again, the discipline, the consistency. So would I recommend that you guys try out yourself? It's up to you. I think it's a fun thing to do. I think doing it every other day kind of gave me the ability to sometimes to even like, well, I mean, really what it did, it gave me the ability to add in other workouts that I wanted to. And that was like one of the biggest reasonings to not doing it every day, because if I did it every day, I really kind of would run out of time, for one, of doing of other workouts, and then two, like probably really have more experience even more like pain in my joints. So it was challenging enough as it is. 30 days, 15 MURPHs was fun. And I plan on doing more challenges like this in the future, but also just posting more content about what I'm doing so I can continue that cycle, continue to motivate other people, encourage other people, and also help just reflecting on what I'm doing in my life for myself, like as a journal. So all of that said, I'll see you in the next video.